Welcome back to another Seattle Seahawks review. The Seahawks faced off against the San Francisco 49ers in prime time, which finished out the 2019 regular season. Seattle had a great opportunity to win this football game, but unfortunately came up short on the final drive. Niners ended up winning this football game 26-21, and they pick up their 13th victory, which is good enough for the first round bye, number 1 seed, and NFC West champions. The Niners played this game well throughout. From start to finish, it looked like this team was dominating, and they looked like the better team all around. In the first half, Seattle was beat up completely. The defense could not find a stop. The offense couldn't get anything going, and it was overall a complete beatdown. The Niners were just beasting and feasting all around. Garoppolo was going crazy. He was finding George Kittle all game long. Deebo Samuel, they were balling out. First half, it was 13-0, and the Seahawks looked like they did not have an answer whatsoever for the Niners. So, first half rating, it looked like the Niners could have won this football game, or at least been in the lead by 28 points. It was just completely dominant. So for Seattle to be in the game 13-0, they were still relatively in this football game. Beast mode is back. That is so exciting for me as a Seahawks fan. It's great to see him back, and he had an impact in this game. I wasn't sure of the impact that he would have, but he certainly had an impact, and it was awesome to see him get the football and score from the 1-yard line. The Seahawks give the ball to Marshawn Lynch, and he scores a touchdown. Absolutely amazing. I wonder what would have happened if they would have gave that ball to Marshawn Lynch on the 1-yard line so many years ago against the Patriots, but we will never know what that's like because Seattle did not do that. And in this football game, it was rough. It was really, really, really rough in the sense that Seattle looked like they came alive in the second half. The offense started to get into this roll and into this groove that just looked amazing, and they were using the clock. They were using it well in the sense that they burned time, but the problem is that they needed the time to make a comeback possible, and they essentially did. They had an opportunity to win this football game, and personally I think they should have won this game, but you can't win on the should have, could have, would have. You'll just beat yourself to a pulp by telling yourself that. Seattle lost this football game. That's just the way it is. Did plays go their way at the end that like they should have? No, I don't think they should have went the way they did. In this football game, I just want to very quickly cover the final sequence, final downs in this game that led to what we saw. You see, Seahawks in this game were down 13-0. They end up finally getting a touchdown. Nice throw to, I believe it was Tyler Lockett, picks up a touchdown pass. Awesome. Seahawks are getting back into this. Then the Niners come back. They end up scoring a touchdown themselves, and they're back in the lead here, 19-7. They were trying to go for a 2-point conversion. They failed. Seahawks get the ball in the fourth quarter. They're rolling down the field, get another touchdown. This time, Marshawn Lynch runs it in. Seahawks are looking good. Niners get the ball back. They end up scoring a touchdown. And so you can see here there's a theme here. Seattle scores, San Fran scores. Seattle scores, San Fran scores. So it's kind of close. It's still relatively close of a game. But then we get to the final drive where Seattle scores a touchdown. And they just balled out. They used the clock well. They managed it well. And they end up scoring another touchdown. And I believe the final one was to DK Metcalf. He picks up a nice catch in the end zone. Great job by Seattle. They're rolling. Okay, so then we get to the final drive of the San Francisco 49ers. I want to cover this the most because I'm pretty sure you saw the game. Overall, it was back and forth. First half, Seattle wasn't in it. San Fran comes out in the second half, and they're still rolling on offense, but Seattle is matching them, and they're doing well. They're doing great. It's crazy how it's a tale of two halves in football, but I really want to cover the last possessions of the game, especially the last two possessions of the game. So, San Francisco 49ers, they get the ball. It's 3:46 left on the clock, and they are doing what they need to do to hopefully set up calling enough plays to run out the clock. So in this game, you'll see at the very end of it, there was a unnecessary roughness called on the offensive linemen of San Francisco. Now, the whistle was blown dead. which means that when the whistle is dead, if you do anything after the play is over, that can be deemed as a block or whatever it may be. If you're continuing to play after the whistle is blown dead, it's considered a penalty. Cool, we got that? I'm just making sure we got that. So it is a penalty. So it pushes them back. They're now sitting, I believe, at a 3rd and 17. They throw the ball to, I believe it was Raheem Mostert. He gets about 16 yards. I'm freaking out. As a Seahawks fan, excuse me, I'm still recovering from an illness. As a Seahawks fan, it was rough to see that play. I was like, okay, they're going to get the first down, and Seattle's going to have to burn a timeout. They're sitting at 2 timeouts, then they're going to have to do some kind of miracle work here, but they stopped him. Okay, Seattle gets the ball back. They start driving, and I tell you what, this team, if the offense plays like this, they will have a deep run in the playoffs. But it just, who knows when this offense comes? Is it going to be a first half, second half, fourth quarter with 5 minutes left? I don't know. But this offense is so capable of doing such great things, and they proved that the final 4 drives of the football game, where they were just unbelievable. So we get to the final drive. Seahawks are driving down the football field. They're moving the ball, and then we get to the second to last downs in this game. And Seattle's at a 4th and 10. Johnny Ursua is on the football field. He makes a terrific catch at the 1-yard line with 20 or 30 seconds left. George Fant is hurt on the play. He comes to rush back into the play after he was hurt. Seattle spikes the ball. We're at 2nd and goal, and this stadium is going crazy because we're at the 1-yard line. Marshawn Lynch goes on the field, but all of a sudden, for some reason, when they spiked the ball, Seattle's sense of urgency just seemed like they had a timeout. It was almost like we had a timeout, but they didn't. The 46 runoff on the play clock was going. It was moving. Okay, after that play, it was moving, and Seattle did not adapt to it well. This then turns to a delay of game penalty, which then turns to the Seahawks being at the 6-yard line with 3 sets of downs or 3 downs to go to the goal. Winner takes all, essentially. If they get in the end zone, it's setting them up for the win. So, 2nd down comes. Seahawks drop back to pass. Wilson throws the ball to the left, tries to find Tyler Lockett in the back of the end zone. He cannot find him. We go to 3rd and goal. Now, this is where the game gets kind of tricky. As I told you earlier, that unnecessary roughness call was a penalty according to the rules. So we move to this final play, or the second to final play of the football game. Russell Wilson drops back to pass, throws a throw to Jacob Hollister, and Hollister tries to make a catch. He is then unable to make this catch because the defender is holding on to him and making it nearly impossible. So what happens? Nothing happens. The game is essentially moving on to the 4th and goal because according to NFL, their pass interference and defensive pass interference, whatever their rules are, don't really apply, I guess, until the final 2 minutes. The NFL then released a statement from the rules expert saying that they had reviewed this play and they felt that Jacob Hollister made contact first, which then made the guy hold him heavily. Okay, so it's pretty ridiculous to me. I think Seattle got a little bit of the short end of a stick here on the final sequence of this game. I really do. That play should have been reviewed. That play should have been considered defensive pass interference. Ball should be placed at the 1, 1st and goal, 15, 22 seconds, whatever we're sitting at. Instead, next play comes. 4th and goal. Seahawks drop back to pass. Throw to Jacob Hollister. Amazing play by the defender of San Francisco. Stops it from coming into the end zone. And the game's over. So that's how this game ended. It was a rough game to watch. It was good to see Seattle get back into it. To push and to push and to push. Unfortunately, they come up short. I'm not saying by any means the Niners didn't deserve to win this football game. But I would like to see from the NFL some more consistency. Because, man, as a fan, when you watch this, you sit back and you think, is this rigged? Like, you just kind of get confused at times. And that comes from just an NFL fan. That's not just, hey, I'm a Seahawks fan. I'm here to tell you that the Seahawks got robbed. That's just a fan of the game. That was what I would consider pass interference. It doesn't matter what team is playing. And once again, the Saints get robbed in the sense that last year, defensive pass interference was not called, and this year it's not called, and unfortunately they lose their seeding to a first-round bye. That's just my thoughts. That's just my assessment of this football game. I think Seattle should have won this game, but it doesn't matter about should-haves. Niners are going to have a first-round bye. Seahawks go on the road to face the Eagles next week. We'll see how that game fares. I think it'll fare well for Seattle, and I think San Fran and Seattle will be playing very shortly in the playoffs, and we'll see who truly is the best team in the NFC. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy this Seattle Seahawks review. If you did, leave a like, a comment, and if you are new here, go ahead and click that subscribe button and select notifications so that you can know when I post. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. These, once again, they're just my opinions, my thoughts. I'm not always wrong. I get things, I'm not always wrong. Hopefully not. I'm not always right and not always wrong. I'm going to get some things right, some things incorrect. But I hope you enjoyed this video enough that you're able to follow along to see my thoughts and opinions. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day and week.